Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research. The Sunday Roast presents 12 Stocks for the 12 Days of Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Hello and welcome to the 12 Stocks for the 12 Days of Christmas. Today we're joined by Colin Bird, Executive Chairman of Galileo Resources. Welcome back, Colin, and Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to both of you. Very, very best. All the very best.
Yeah. So I think it's safe to say that there is a vast array of assets in the Galileo portfolio. I certainly remember being at the AGM early last year, or should I say late last year, when we went through pretty much every one of the assets individually. So without going into them on an individual basis, do you want to sort of pick out some of the, what you would consider the highlights in potentially Zambia, Zimbabwe, etc.?
Where do you start with this portfolio of assets, which really are across the board with emerging metals? No, shall we say new age metals, not emerging metals. I think new age metals is a better way of putting it. With our lithium, and we have 507 square kilometers surrounding Kamatavi tin, which has got no nickel since it's in the dumps, and an operation is being put in place to start a nickel operation. So we've taken numerous samples, and those samples are currently in Ireland being analysed, 700 of them. So that really, when we talk about what's in vogue and what's in focus, lithium certainly is. But, down in Bulawayo, we've got that, we had that very nice surprise. We flew it. We spent the best part of $200,000 flying it and expecting to extend the greenstones around the Queen's Mine, and we did for some 15 kilometers or thereabouts, and we found splays and very good signatures, if you like, geophysical signatures, which should really demonstrate near surface gold at higher than normal averages. But of course, the surprise what came out there was the fact that we found this huge ultramafic, two of them actually, systems, one 12.5 kilometers long, I think the other about 7. And we since followed up, and it looks like they come out at surface. We've done some sampling around there, definitely ultramafic, found some pyrite. And the geophysics is very bullish on this ultramafic being underneath the greenstones, flat lying, and it's looking extremely promising. So we'll be testing that in the new year. The Lewin-Sobe project is our open pit, is near production for Galileo. And that's that we finished the drilling program there. The results are coming out, and that's looking at around about 5 million tons. And so there's an open pit for you there for 7 or 8 years at 600,000 tons a year. Then down dip of that, there's the deepest hole is 1250 meters, and the grade is as high as 2% at 1250 meters. We're not sure on the continuity. As one goes deeper, the sparsity of the holes is evident. 2 different campaigns, so not properly joined up, and we intend to look for the big, if you like, the big one. And if there isn't a big one, it'll certainly be a middle one. That's where one extends our open pit, and it goes down to 500-600 meters with a decline. So one has to be very excited about Lewin-Sobe. Then, of course, we've got the Kalahari, which just gets better by the day in terms of what other people are doing, as well as Sandfire. Sandfire are now very advanced with their work on getting their mine up and running. Cobre and Kavango come out with some good results. We've revisited based on those results, and we find out one of the licenses that we own, not Sandfire own, is bang in the middle of the Cobre work as well. So there's a lot going on there, tremendous prospects there.
Yeah.
Kashutu zinc, of course, we're currently developing a mining plan for that. And we're doing a limited program in America on our Nevada Ferber project. And so to find out the propensity for copper gold in what we feel is a skarn. So step back and look at Galileo. It really is a portfolio, any of which could shoot the lights out if they came to fruition. We'd be very, very unlucky, Phil, if one or more does not come to fruition. At the moment, I guess Lewin-Sobe's got its nose slightly in front because we're about to go out, to tender geological work, which has defined the resource, created a block model, and a theoretical open pit for the contractors to bid against. So in terms of immediacy, that's imminent. In terms of drilling in the new year, of course, we'll be out in the Kalahari. All in all, it's a very exciting company, and as you know, the cash position is reasonable in as much as we sold off our Glenover project and picked up the best part of 10 million quid in 2 phases. Phase 2 is yet to be received. There's all sorts of clearances, Reserve Bank, and of course await the mining license. But we're very confident that will happen and happen soon. So all in all, Galileo well placed, well positioned in the new age metals.
Sure, yeah. I mean, as you say, it puts it in quite almost a unique position, doesn't it? The fact that it's got so much, vast array of assets within the portfolio, and also in a strong cash position with the sale, as you mentioned, of the Glenover Afrimat assets. So it's been a good year, really. Would you sum up as 2022 as being a good year for Galileo?
I call it a good foundation year. Foundation year, Phil, whereby foundations for all the projects have been established. There's a very clear direction for all the projects. We're now at the mercy of the drill machine, but not at the mill machine in sort of greenfield. The drill machine in brownfield areas where the mineralization is known and understood. So we are very, very pleased with what we've achieved in 2022 with a small team, and we certainly look forward to unlocking a lot of value in 2023. Yeah,
sure. I mean, just onto the Kalahari aspect, I think it was the Cobra CEO was asked whether if there was if there's anybody circling the company as a kind of takeover type proposition, whether he would be interested. And I think he effectively responded with the likes of that they've no intentions of breaking up the holding and would instead look to keep systematically building its understanding of the Kalahari copper belt. Would you say that that's would you take a similar kind of attitude to that?
Yeah, I would. I've come to the stage now where we needed some help with the heavy lifting. That's why we brought Sandfire in. We made sure that we'd got some blocks which have got legs and have got potential. So we had them working for them. We've got deferred consideration here, as high as $80 million fixed on success. And so they're drilling. They definitely need feed for their T3. Of course, they've got to keep a 4.5 million ton a year mill happy. So they definitely need feed for T3. And of course, some of those mines are far enough, especially the ones up near Cobra, are far enough away to be standalone efforts. So I more or less share Cobra's view at the moment. I want to keep dancing with our projects, and we're not going home with anybody.
And this was one of the main reasons why we chose Galileo as one of the 12 stocks for 2023. 1, you've got the cash. 2, you don't need to go home with anybody because you've got the cash. And 3, you've got projects at different stages, which any one of which could be game changers in terms of the ability to increase the share capitalization of this company. So,
yeah. Colin,
thank you. That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you, gents. Thank you. And of course, we do too.
Colin Bird, Executive Chairman of Galileo Resources. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you for your support during for the year, what's just gone by, 2022, and of course for our shareholders on your forum, and of course who are not on your platform. Thank you very much for persevering with us. We know we know our difficulties out there. We know our uncertainties out there. We know that the shareholder value that has been eroded throughout the junior sector around global markets. So let's look forward to better times. Let's look forward for peace and prosperity for everybody. And thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, shareholders who are on this forum, as I say, those who aren't as well.
This podcast was brought to you by Roast PR Limited. If you would like to appear on a future episode of The Sunday Roast, please email admin@thesundayroast.net